with you guys because this weekend I was in the Champagne region of France and I visited the little uh, champagne houses from city to city, and I'm going to upload that video for you guys. But before I do that, I just wanted to talk about Champagne with you guys, the history, the city, and everything. I want us to have a little bit, a general knowledge about Champagne, how it is made, and everything you have to know about Champagne. I want us to know that first before I take you guys along with the on the trip that I did during this weekend. So I visited a lot of places, uh, tested a lot of champagne, but I was not drunk though. So I want to talk about champagne for you guys. And first, we're going to talk about the biggest house, and then I'm going to tell you guys about the small little champagne houses. Now, the biggest champagne house there in France is Moet Chandon. It's in Epinay. Moet Chandon was just a wine trader in 1743. He began shipping his wine to Paris. The reign of King Louis XV made Moet Chandon his brand, became popular, and also Queen Elizabeth also loved it. And when Diana did her marriage, Princess Diana, she also used a lot of Moet Chandon. So that was the champagne that was served. Moet Chandon is the largest producing house of champagne here in France. It produced more than 30 million bottles every year. In 1921, Moet Chandon launched the brand Dom Perignon. So now we know about the biggest brand. Now we're going to talk about how champagne is being produced and everything we have to know about champagne. Champagne is made in the northern part of France. All other sparkling wine made outside this region are labeled differently. So when you produce your champagne like drink, you cannot call it champagne only when it is produced in France, in the Champagne region, France. That is when you can call it champagne. If it is produced in any other places, they call it sparkling wine or cava, prosecco. Okay, so that is that. In this small part of France, all the entire world stock of champagne is made. So every champagne you drink, if the bottle has champagne on it, that means it is made in the Champagne region in France. So the entire consumption of champagne, it comes from the Champagne region in France. So you can imagine how much champagne. There is over 300 million bottles every year. Every year, more than 300 million bottles of champagne is produced in the Champagne region in France. It has an annual revenue of more than $5 billion. So you see, this little part of France has a lot of revenue coming from champagne. The northern part of France has a perfect weather to grow grape for the production of champagne. Most often, the grapes are harvested by hand and only the best ones are used. A wine cannot be called champagne if it is not produced in the Champagne region of France. So if you produce your champagne and it's not from France, it's not from the Champagne region in France, you're gonna give it another name. The region in France where champagne is produced covered a total of 34,000 hectares of land. So these little villages around Epinay that champagne is made, it's more than 34,000, it's about 34,000 hectares of land. And Reims is the capital of Champagne. Okay. It is divided into 4 regions. We have Vallée de la Mer, Côte de Blanche, Côte de Bau, and the Reims. So I went to the Reims and I visited all the other little villages around Champagne. Champagne is made from 3 types of grapes. So the champagne is made from 3 types of grapes. Type of champagne. So we have different type of champagne. We have extra brut. This is a dry champagne. It gets its name from ultra brut. It does not have added sugar. So when you drink brut, there is no extra sugar added in it. And brut is the one. I like to drink brut or rosé. Extra brut, there's no sugar in it, but brut, this type of champagne has maximum 15 grams of sugar per liter. Brut Saint-Meny, I don't know how to pronounce that. So the French people can help me. It's made by adding many type of wine of different years. So they have a special one they make, and they have different wine. They add it together and they make that. Extra sec is sweeter than the brut. It has 12 to 20 grams of added sugar. The sec is less dry than the brut, with a dosage of 17 to 35 grams of sugar per liter. Demi-sec is a dry champagne with a dosage of 35 to 50 grams per liter. And then we have the sweet champagne with a dosage of 50 grams per liter. So that is what we have to know about the champagne. And then in the other videos that I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to take you guys around with me and show you guys the little villages that I visited, because I visited Reims. I visited almost 10 villages, little villages where they make champagne, different champagne houses, and also the farm where they cultivate the grapes. And you're gonna see it. It's a very nice place to visit, and since I like champagne, so it was a very nice experience to go to the northern part of France to see how champagne is being made and know about this and know about champagne. So in the other videos, I'm going to show you guys the different places that I visited, because I went during this weekend, the weekend that just passed. So I have to upload that video for you guys to watch. But first, I want you guys to know the basic knowledge about champagne, and then I'm going to show you guys the places that I visited. So I hope you guys like this video. If today is your first day watching my video, I'm Rita Roland. I'm a Belgium-based fashion blogger and a lifestyle blogger. So I show you fashion, and I also show you lifestyle, what is happening around us, take you to different towns, vlog for you guys. If you have not gotten my book, because I have different books, Style and Concept by Rita Roland Volume 1, Style and Concept by Rita Roland Volume 2 and 3, please go and get it on Amazon. If you want the hard copy, send a message to me. I will ship it to you. So I will cheers to you for the lovely champagne. Let's keep the bubble alive. So if you are a lover of champagne like me, you have to watch this video and watch the other videos that are going to come. I'm going to show you guys my trip to Épernay, to Reims, and many more. I visited 10 little villages, as I said, and I'm going to show you guys all around. I hope with this video you have a little bit knowledge of champagne and how they trademark the name champagne, and how champagne became very popular all over the world. So my beautiful people, I'm going to love you guys now and leave you guys and go watch my other video and get to know more about champagne, the drink itself, and the little villages and the little houses champagne houses where champagne is made. Okay, before I forget, there is more than 5,000 champagne houses. So in each little villages, there are just little houses where champagne is made. They make it in their basements, and the basement is full. You can have even families that are growing their grapes and making their little champagne in their basement. And those little houses, their champagne, it's sold locally. It's not for export. But the big houses like the Moet Chandon and the Vivier Tricot, these are the big gigantic factories. Those ones, they are for export. So we have a lot of locally made champagne there in that Champagne region that is consumed locally, that is not exported all over the world. So it's also nice to visit the little houses, the little champagne houses, and have a taste of their champagne. Because it's when you live abroad, when you don't live in France there, you cannot find it, because these ones, they make very little quantity. It's just for local consumption. So it's nice, and it's a very lovely experience. I really like it, and I found it also very educative. So go watch the other video and tell me what you think about the Champagne region and everything that you find interesting. Okay? Have a nice and wonderful day. See you guys in my other video. Love you all. Bye bye. Bye.